Alejandra, and today I wanted to talk to you about how to be more confident when you decorate your home. And to talk about that, I brought my favorite best friend slash husband slash lover boy slash love of my life, Love.
Hello.
They are all applauding.
Nice. Thank you for having me on your show.
Yes?
I've been following for a while. I really like the show, and I'm honored to be a guest on your YouTube show. So thank you.
Okay, you're very welcome. I'm happy to have him here. Every time I have him on Instagram, I feel like people start interacting with you more than with me. So maybe this will be the case here as well. Who knows? You will have to have your own YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk to you about how to be more confident in your style when you decorate your home. For a few different reasons. Well, firstly, because you are my husband and we watch a lot of interior design videos on YouTube together.
Yeah.
Like I feel this is an interest that we share. But also because you have a very good eye when it comes to putting outfits together. And I feel like that goes kind of hand in hand with decorating a home. You have a cool style.
Thank you.
How would you describe your style to the audience?
Well, I base kind of everything on colors and color combinations, which I think a lot about.
Do you actually like spend time thinking about color combinations?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured.
I think that is something I do more than just with clothes. I just like color combinations, and when I see combinations I like or weird combinations, and wondering why I don't like it or why I like it, like I spend a lot of time thinking
just
about
analyzing color combinations.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
So I think like when it comes to decorating a home, like obviously none of us is like a professional designer, but we do have a very clear picture of what we like and what we don't like and what we want our home to look like. As soon as we are done with it, we will share it with you. But I think we both are very much on the same page on how, like, what makes us happy. So I wanted to, like, if we start with colors, like what would you say about colors as a recommendation for someone who wants to have like a more confident home, or like a style that is more like a style?
I think when it comes to colors, I would just at least I can rely on my own like opinion or like a feeling. When I see 2 or 5 or 10 colors together, I just see like if I like it or if I don't, and what why is that? So I like, you can also just get really into the, I don't know what it's called in English, but the wheel of colors.
Oh yeah, like the what is it called? Yeah, this wheel with different colors. Yeah. Oh yeah.
And you can understand what usually works together and what doesn't. That's not a, like, for me it's not like a 100% fact, but I quite like it as a reference sometimes.
Yeah, and I think like we have talked about this a lot about combining colors that maybe you think won't work together, but when you see them together, it like creates a new harmony, and it just really like it gives you a certain feeling.
Yeah.
And that's what we want, right? I think like designing or decorating a home is just really about creating the feeling that you need and want, and that makes you happy and safe and warm and all of the good feelings that you want to have.
There's one thing to talk about it, but there is also one thing to do it, like combine different objects, colors, materials, whatever it is your plan is, but to really like try it out. You can be really in your head about like this and that works together, and that's same thing in making music, cooking food, painting, whatever. Like there is two different that it's two different things to like in your head you have an idea and then in reality. So try it out.
Yeah.
I would say, and also when it comes to feeling confident about it, like that's the only goal for me, at least, to if I'm happy with an outfit or I'm happy with how my home looks, no one can ever like put me down, because I know I'm happy, and that's actually the only thing that matters. If someone disagrees, it doesn't. They can disagree as much as they want, because I don't care. I feel confident, and that makes me like happy, and the day will be a better day with me feeling confident in what I wear, for example.
And we have discussed a lot about how we think that the Brits are way better at combining patterns than Swedes.
Yeah.
Because they combine like an abstract pattern with a big floral pattern with I don't know, a dotted something with stripes and so on. And I think also it's, I mean, if I could say if I could give a recommendation to every home in Sweden and in Scandinavia, it's to be like less afraid of what patterns work together, and just as you said, just try them out and see how patterns interact with each other. Because I also think that there's more like when it comes to color, we have like colder and warmer colors and neutrals and all of that. And I think also with patterns, it can be that one pattern is super intense, and then one pattern is very like gives you a lot of harmony, and together they might work super well together or not. And sometimes things, just as you said, in theory you might think a certain way about combining those two patterns, but when you see them kind of interact and talk to each other, they just might have a good conversation.
Yeah. Or the opposite. You think that in theory these two materials or colors or whatever it is works together. For example, here in our apartment, we have a brick house in front of us, like other side of the street, which creates it, like adds a redness to everything in this room. And that is something that in theory we could just see these colors work together, but then take it in here and all of a sudden it's a little bit off because it's a redness to the whole picture.
Yeah, so like the tones kind of get some kind of a pinkish hue, and sometimes we're like, what like it looks so different, and then we are like, oh yeah, because this red brick building in front of our house really just like mirrors that light into our home. So it's really important to test out the things.
Speaking about the Brits, I just want to make it clear that they are good at that, but they are also insane with all their knickknacks and overcrowding a room. Like you don't know if you're watching the show Hoarders or you're watching like a bougie upper
like
class,
an expensive home.
Yeah, because it's like everywhere it's full of like dogs, porcelain dogs, and there are books and bookshelves, and in front of the bookshelves they have these huge paintings, and then there are like other weird stuff. So I mean, just wanted to make.
Yeah, it's not really my style and not your style either.
No.
And I think like when it comes to like smaller items, for me that very easily gives me like a messy feeling. So I prefer to have like less small objects. You have to kind of find the balance between like an accessory and clutter.
Yeah. And I think we are when we got together, I realized quickly that we have the same mindset when it comes to decorating. That we don't want the clutter. But we don't want to be like that boring kind of Scandinavian minimalism where we have only white long sleeve t-shirts and like
a very
plain,
white tone.
Yeah, very plain. But you can be minimalist in different ways.
Yeah, I definitely think minimalism. I mean, obviously there is this interior style that is called minimalism, but there's also like a lifestyle and ideology behind minimalism, which is more like being very intentional about the things that you own and the things that you carry with you in life. And this is something that really resonates with me because I find it super important to be mindful of the things that I keep and only keep things that truly make me happy. Or I mean, sometimes I keep things because like of a memory. Like I still have my, what is it called, like this hat that you wear when you graduate. I obviously will probably keep that for the rest of my life, and it's not something that I keep out all the time, but I mean, then I know why I have it, and that is okay. But to have like a bunch of things just because you're too lazy to go through them or because of some other reason, then I think you should kind of ask yourself, like, why are you holding on to this? And what are you kind of afraid to meet if you were to let go of that thing?
Usual response to that is like, but what if I need it in the future? And I don't think you will need it for like 99.9% of the time. But if for some reason you throw something away and then 1 year later it's like, oh, I should have kept that because now I need it for this, then it's like, yeah, but it's better to not own it then, I would say. Because that would be such a waste of space.
You once told me something because I got rid of something and then I thought I had changed my mind, or actually I felt guilty for giving it to a thrift store. And then you told me like, but think about all the beautiful things that you have bought in the thrift store. That was because someone else gave them away. And that sometimes you say so poetic, yeah.
Inspirational quotes.
No, but sometimes you say really smart things, and I was like, yeah, of course. Like, I gave it away because I didn't use it, and it didn't make any sense for me to have it. And then after I gave it away, I was like, okay, shit, maybe I'm a bad person because someone else gave this to me. And when you said that, I felt that was very comforting because I was like, okay, hopefully someone else will find this in the thrift store and be super happy.
Yeah.
And that is thanks to me.
There was this thing that Caroline told us that made me realize a few things. I mean, it was a little bit of like an eye-opener when she said, you have a lot of smaller things that
in the same size. Yeah, we have this many things in the same size.
And for me, it was like I always thought that if things are smaller, you get more space, and more space equals like it's a more sleek look, minimal look. But for us, it just looked cluttered, even though, or like you said, it looks like
it's messy and empty at the same time. Yeah.
And I think that is something that a lot of people can really benefit from thinking about, because it's like if you have one big kitchen table, like it's a statement piece, then that shows, like you are showing that, well, I believe in this kitchen table, I like this kitchen table, and this is the piece where I want everyone to be around and look at, or like it's not taking up space. It is other things, like the space around it, that needs to like almost adapt to that table.
Yeah.
So it's having
I think we are sometimes, or at least in Sweden, we are very like scared of committing to things, and we want to be like lagom, which is a very Swedish word meaning just enough, or like just the right amount. So we want things to be like not too much of anything. And I think that also it creates a style that doesn't really know where it's going. So I think if you are to decide on have like a super cool green patterned couch, then you're like, okay, I believe in this couch. I trust it. This gives me so much joy. I think it's super cool. Instead of being like, oh, let's have a gray couch because it kind of goes with everything. Then I feel like that's a more it's more of a indecisive choice.
yeah, you shouldn't hesitate when it comes to your own home. You are the boss. You should decide how you want your own home. No one should be able to tell you, or like rules doesn't really apply in that sense. It's not a, what's it called when you are it's not a negotiation to have stuff in your home. You live there, you decide. So you shouldn't negotiate with well, anyone or anything in your head. I think that is quite important to think about, that you are in control in your own home.
Kind of take that control and trust yourself that you have the ability to design your home in a way that fits you and that makes you feel all the good feelings that you want to have.
Yeah.
Because after all, life is short and we walk around trying to compromise with ourselves a lot, I think.
Yeah.
So if it makes you happy to have like a red ceiling in your bedroom, I mean, try it out. Have it for as long as it serves you, and then let go of it when it no longer serves you. I feel like I'm talking about yoga now rather than home decoration.
It became a little bit.
But I guess that's my philosophy on life. It's just like be intentional with what you have in your life and what you carry yourself with, and let your home be a representation of yourself, but also like a good, I don't know, something that gives you what you need. Also, when you can't give yourself what you need, like if you need a comforting, soothing home, create that. Let your home be that safety for you.
I think it's much easier to just think like, am I happy with this? If not, what is it that I'm not happy with? And if it's the sofa or the color of the walls, whatever, just change it if you can. And if you don't know what to change it to, there is a lot of inspiration on the internet, on the YouTube.
On the YouTube, definitely on
and
the YouTube.
And also just go to a store that you like, with the style that you like, or go to different stores with different styles.
And go to the thrift stores and let things take time. Because if you order everything from like a website where you can just like click an order and have everything delivered to you, you will probably have a home that doesn't have your personality in
or
it.
any personality.
No, because it will be just like a collection of things that someone else kind of put together for you. I hope our recommendations will make sense. And did you wanna end with any advice or thoughts or feelings for, I mean, now when you are on my show and have a platform?
I would say.
Okay. No, he didn't have any famous.
No. So, link in bio. Hit the notification bell and press the subscription and catch you on the flippity flop.
Yeah, subscribe. Subscribe to.
I just said subscribe.
Subscribe to my channel and let me know if you think it was a good idea to bring Love. And
if it wasn't a good idea, don't
let us know that.
Just be silent.
Be silent and let us know if what kind of video you want to see next, and if you want to see an update of our living room.
Yeah. Thank you for having me on the show. I'll be back soon.
Is that a threat?
Yes.